again now. As you can see, I've got the Opaco varied discs on the back, a 3 metre set. Me and Dad yesterday, we just went and tried it out on the rape stubble using the set of discs, and Dad's just altered the roller on the Cousins V4 on the subsoiler, so he's subsoiling about that deep. There's no point going hell for leather and going in God knows how deep like we have been in the past, because the ground's naturally cracked, so it's naturally subsoiled the field. We're just going to break that pan up, if there is a pan at all, and sort of flatten what I'm vari disking down, because I'm bringing the odd clod or two up, which you expect because it's been so dry. Did have a little bit of rain, and I say a little bit of rain last night. Everyone in some places had flash flooding. We had 7 mil. So yeah, we've not had a great deal of rain. I should think it's still going to be dusty when I start disking, but it is what it is. Can't do nothing about the weather. So when we cut the rape, I went over both fields with the straw chopper because the stubble was really high, and in one field the stubble was really thick. So that sort of left this bit chaffy, obviously from the chaff spreader, and the odd bit of stubble sticking up. But do you really think 7mm of rain made a difference? Softened the top up a little bit, but hardly anything. So we're working 2.85 meters. That's on the GPS because this is a 3 meter machine. The roller's wider than the set of discs, so we're doing it in lands, and you can see the odd lump. Well, whether you can see because I've got a dusty rear view and, well, rear window, but it's chopping in lovely really, considering how dry it's been. There's Dad over there with a 6050 and the V-former on the back, the subsoiler on the back. You probably think, it's a waste of fuel, 2 tractors, you know, I could just leave it like this. But what he's doing is, like I was saying, breaking it up a bit more underneath, and then the roller is packing it back down, and then the theory is we shall leave it, let it grow up green, let the weeds grow up, let the volunteers rape grow up, and then spray it with Roundup, and then drill wheat into that with the Lemken. So I'm sort of mixing it all up, and that's what Dad's doing, sort of mixing it up from underneath and packing it back down again. So yeah, it's a very miserable, gloomy day though. Sort of spitting about all day. We ain't gonna get a lot of rain, so just gonna press on. So, rain have stopped play. She's finally decided to rain. Oh dear. It didn't talk of any of this today. It said like 40% light rain. Mates just think we should have drilled some more seed rape, but it's been that dry. We could have drilled it, yeah, it's got a bit of rain on it, it could have chitted, could have started growing, then it could be dry again, and then pigeons, flea beetle, you know, it was up and growing this time last year, so there you go. You can't always be right, can you? But I don't think any of this amount is going to do anything to soften the soil up. It's still rock hard. I've just been round this field, round just the outside first tram line, and it's just hard as nails. So we had a bit of dinner and it stopped raining now, so there weren't that much rain for us to stop disking really. I've still got a bit of dust behind me, and Dad's pulling the subsoiler absolutely fine. Well, I was saying he was pulling it fine. Something's just happened to the 6050. I don't quite know what it is. He stopped a minute. It appears that 6050 has changed colour and got a little bit bigger. That's weird. It's it's turned into a T6 180 in Maserati blue as well. That is weird. Not that you can see a lot of it out of my windows, but we'll have a close-up of it. We got a T6 180 on demo from G&J Pex. It's an auto command, which is a hell of a lot different from these gearboxes, the range command that was in the 6050. This is electro command, and yeah, Dad's just trying it out. The 6050 is his tractor, the one that we're on about changing, so he's trying it out, and we'll see if he likes it. We'll jump in the cab probably later with him in a minute. Yeah, the window wiper's a bit squeaky. He's loving it. Dad's loving it. Look at him. He's on RTK. He's on better signal than me. Subsoiling on RTK. I'll get up. I'll just got to get ahead, and then I'll get out and go in the tractor with them. Do you like it?
I didn't think I was going to like it, but it's growing on me. It's so easy to drive.
Now, this is the T6 180 auto command. I ain't got a clue how you drive it. Dad's been having a go.
Well, I've got L plates on it, so we'll see how we go.
How do we work it then?
You've got three, like I say, different ranges on there. You've got F1, F2 and F3. F1 is probably for turning round basically slowly at the headlands. F2 I think will be mainly for field work, and F3 will be road work.
Yeah.
In each of those you can set what speed you want to be running at. So we're on F2 at the moment on 5 to 9.5, which I can slow that down by this little thumb switch here. As you can see, it's slowing down there. So I've set my speed at 9.5k, which I'm rolling around at 9.5k. Then all I have to do is hit the cruise button.
Yeah.
And then when I've turned around, I hit the cruise, and she goes back up to, like what I'm doing now is easing it down, slowing, so it slows down on the headland. Hit that one, that lifts the implement up. Spin round. Look at the lines on there. When I get 101, hit it, engage. is the bit that I like. You press that one there, feet off, and she's away.
So we've got cruise control, just like a car.
Yeah, basically it is. Just like a car.
Whereas in mine, you have to obviously change down a gear when you come to the end, or and then change back up a gear or 2 gears, however fast you're going in the field. Whereas this is basically like an automatic car. It chooses what gear you need, it sets what revs you need. So like on a power harrow, with my one you have to put the PTO in, put it into 1900 revs and drop it down. With this, you put it in gear, PTO in gear, and you just drop it down and it will set its revs and everything. So therefore it should save on diesel, it should save on AdBlue.
We're running at like 1600 revs there. We're coming up to a seam of clay, and whether the microphone will pick it up, you'll hear the tractor increase its power to get through it when it gets into it. We're nearly there now. It's just starting to increase a little bit there.
Picking up the revs.
Picking up the revs to maintain the forward speed.
And that's not touching a thing.
And not touching a thing.
So I've been let loose on it. Don't really know what I'm doing, but there's GPS there and I'm not steering, and I'm going up and down the field. I'm only kidding. I know what I'm doing ish. Yeah, when I get to the end I just sort of pull this lever back, she slows up, lift it up, turn around, engage GPS, drop it down, click cruise, bam, we're there. I can see the fuel saving on it. I really can. There's less buttons on here than the John Deere that we tried, the 155. There is less buttons on here. I'm getting used to the screen because it's totally different screen to what I'm used to. Takes a bit of getting used to, I guess, because I'm so used to that GFX 750. This is a smaller sort of screen. I don't know whether you can make it bigger or not, I ain't got a clue. But yeah. I must admit, it is pretty easy to drive. If any of you have got an auto command, put it in the comments. I love to hear your opinions and how long you've drove an auto command for. Don't get why there's a mirror there. Must be for doing your hair. Don't know. Yeah, there's less buttons on here than the John Deere. Must admit that. You can program all your spool valves and whatever you like in there. It's even got the fancy Blue Power seat. So that's all that matters, obviously. Oh, imagine this with the Lemkin on. Woo! No, I'm only kidding. It's Dad's tractor. I'm not saying we're going to buy a tractor or buy this tractor, but we've got a couple of things to consider moving forward with the farm, and I will just put you down. I'm going to turn round. So like I was saying, there's a couple of things to consider. One about not growing sugar beet again, and possibility of putting some oats in. But where do you put sugar beet? You put sugar beet in the field or on a clamp. You put oats or whatever in a shed. And at the moment we're full up, so do we put another shed up? Do we have a tractor? Do we upgrade a telehandler or another piece of equipment? Lots and lots to think about. G&J Pecs kindly let us demo this while they've got it. I know tractors are quite sparse to get hold of at the moment, so while they've got it in stock, why not try it out? And there's not a better place it could have gone. I mean, she's done 8.2 hours. There's not a better place. You guys get to see it, we get to drive it, we get to try it out. Lovely job. Now then, it don't look out of place in the shed, does it? Me and Dad are just going to move the irrigator and might even bring it back up the yard because he needs to spray the potatoes. So yeah, it might be dry enough to spray sort of after dinner time. We shall see. But talking a bit more about this tractor, using it yesterday, we got it a little bit today, but I shan't film that today. Yeah, for those of you who can remember, I did try a John Deere 155 out on a plough with like a similar sort of gearbox to this, like an automatic car. Don't get me wrong, it's a lovely tractor, and so was the John Deere, but I still think, my personal opinion, I still think this gearbox is too fancy for what we do with it, how we run tractors, the size farm we are. Yeah, alright, it's fine if we wasn't going to plough, if we wasn't doing potatoes, if we was just sort of minimum tillage on the top and that sort of work, it'd be fine. I can see the benefit for different farms. Every farm's different, do different operations, how they run things, they do different things than what we do. But I still think it's a little bit fancy and a little bit complicated for what we've got to do. Alright, it's easy to drive. You can stick anyone in the seat and it's easy to drive. But yeah, my personal opinion, I still think it's a bit fancy for what we do and how we run things, and how we, how we do our operations. That might just be me. That might just be me saying that. Dad thinks it's good, thinks it's brilliant, which I'm surprised at, because we've been running range command and electro commands for years. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it all boils down to how much it's going to cost. I ain't got a clue. The salesman hasn't given us any figures yet for this and for what the 6050's worth. At the end of the day, if they give us a too low a price for the 6050, forget it. We're going to keep the old tractor and run it for another year or 2 years. He did say he has got a T7 190 coming in, which I'd like to try. That's with a power command gearbox, which we might get on better with. But yeah, Dad's going to have another go on it today, see what he thinks. I'll probably have another go on it today, see what I think. Obviously, a couple of hours work in it yesterday, you can't base a tractor on that. You can't buy a tractor on a couple of hours work. But like I said, we've got a shed to think about, an extension on the shed if we're going to grow oats or anything like that. A couple of different options, but yet again, it all boils down to the figure. So I hope no one's getting excited just because you've seen a shiny tractor on the farm. We don't get a lot of new tractors to try out. It's not every day we get to try a new tractor out, but no, don't get too excited. There's a lot of things to think about, and yeah, just hope you enjoyed this short little video of the New Holland T6 180 Auto Command. Anyway, we'll catch you later. Stay tuned, put some comments on, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll see you for the next one. See you later. Ta.